witnesses to the shocking public kidnapping of leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, told Americans, the Daily Press, that the separatist leader was stepping out of his car at an airport when a group of heavily armed men forcefully seized him to arrange his transfer to Nigeria. In June, Kanu, who faces multiple charges in Nigeria, including treason, had driven into the underground parking lot at Jomo Kenyatta Airport in Kenya's capital city of Nairobi. He had barely exited his two-door and Audi TT when 7 gun-wielding men rushed him and dragged him to their waiting vehicle, according to an airport staff who witnessed the incident. Their aim was to capture him. The airport staff told the Daily Post they did not ask him any questions. They just grabbed him. As Kanu screamed for help, several people who were at the parking lot walked up to the scene and asked the armed men why they were taking the Nigerian bystanders said. Bystanders said the man then allegedly responsible for saying Kanu was a terrorist working for the Somalian jihadist group, after which they forced him into their vehicle and drove away. They don't look like Kenyan, and those that spoke did not have Kenyan accents. An airport staff who did not want their identity revealed, as they are not authorized to speak on the matter, said, "I am not entirely convinced they were from any of Kenya's security agencies." Part of his account of the incident corroborates the description given by Kenya's Special Counsel Aloy Ejimakor on how his client was arrested. Ejimakor, who had directly from Kanu on how he was seized in Nairobi, had told the BBC that his client was grabbed in a Kenyatta airport by a group of well-armed men. According to Ejimakor, the men drove him to a private residence where he was chained to the floor and tortured for 8 days before being blindfolded and flown to Nigeria's capital of Abuja in a private jet on June 27th, without having to pass through Kenyan passport control and all that. The people that adopted him said that they were told by their sponsors that Kanu was a Nigerian terrorist linked to the Islamic terrorists in Kenya. Okay? So, Ejimakor also told Nigeria's Premier Times, but after several days, when they discovered his true identity, they tended to treat him less badly. Despite that, they told him they felt committed to hand him over to those that hired them. The Nigerian government has refused to provide details on how Kanu was apprehended. When Attorney General Abubakar Malami first announced his arrest and detention on June 29th, he said the separatist leader was intercepted through the collaborative efforts of the Nigeria Intelligence and Security Services, while Information Minister La Mohammed told reporters days later that Kanu captured was made possible by the diligent efforts of our security and intelligence agencies in collaboration with countries with which we have obligations. The silence by the authorities in Nigeria as to know to how Kanu, who is also a British citizen, was arrested seems to give weight to speculation that the armed men who seized Kanu in Nairobi was miscreants hired by the Nigerian government, more so as the Kenya government has denied it was involved in the Kenyan's arrest and extradition. Britain has even had to wade in by asking the West African nation to explain how the IPOB leader arrived in detention. If due process was followed in the arrest and extradition of Kanu, the Kenyan government would have been happy to announce it, a senior Nigerian military officer told Daily Post privately. There is something fishy about this. Indeed, Kenya has never shied away from revealing details about deportations. March 5th, deportation of Isaac Sorgon, an American national who flew to Kenya after participating the Jan 6 instructions in the U.S. Capitol, was quickly confirmed by Kenyan authorities after the country's immigration and police were informed. He was in Nairobi, who is accused of picking up a mortar barricade of the Capitol and using it to shave back police officer who were guarding the building. Was immediately arrested by the FBI on arrival at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York City the following day. As for Kanu, it just looks like this was a job done by mischance hired by the Nigerian government, the military officer said. That explains why the government is refusing to provide details of his arrest and extradition. In recent years, Kanu had become a thorn in the side of the government, using social media to advocate for Biafran independence and constantly, harassing President Muhammadu Buhari, whom he accuses of ethnic bias, especially towards the Igbo people who make up the southeast region. So guys, in fact, it was in reaction to the agitations of pro-Biafra separatists that led Buhari to threaten to deal with people in the southeast in a social media post over a month ago, when he wrote that many of those referring to IPOB supporters misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Nigerian Civil War. Those of us in the field for 30 months who went through the war will treat them in the language they understand. So guys, I'm dropping it here. Hit the comment section and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Bye for now.